there's three things that I believe it takes to be a high value, high performing man in a relationship. Number one is you have to have integrity, right? If you say you're going to do it, you have to do it. Like everything. That doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. That doesn't mean times you're going to fail. And when you say doing it means you're going to do it, it means you stick with it. You're consistent inside of it. Like you literally show up to the plate every day. You swing the bat. You might strike out, but you swing the bat, but you keep going. You keep going. You don't deviate from the plan. That doesn't mean that you don't take different routes to get where you need to be, because things don't always work out. But the integrity of what you say, of what's your word, without your word, because I had no word, right? My word.
Your word was shot to hell.
My word was shot to hell. My reputation, if you will, was shot to hell. About the only thing I had was my confidence, really. Luckily, everything about myself I was able to recreate by building integrity into everything that I do. And that can kind of come to bite you in the ass, like it does sometimes here. Sometimes I say I do things way too nice, because I have so much integrity and care too much about people. But I think that a high-performing male, a guy who has value and brings it into a relationship, to have a great relationship, needs to have integrity. And that's in everything you do, right? But in this topic, relationship, you must have integrity inside this. Number two, you need to be able to protect at all costs, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I will fight anybody. That doesn't mean I'm going to win every fight. There's guys out there that are trained killers, but if they're hurting and putting my family in jeopardy, I'm going to do what I can do. I'm not going to just let anything bad happen. I see something happening. If I see a woman getting hurt, or I see something bad out there on the side of the road, or whatever happens, I'm going to do something about it. I think that protection is a piece of men that they're so afraid of, because they don't have that integrity, and they're afraid of what if, and what people think, and what if I get my ass kicked, or what if I fail, right? So they just fucking look the other way, or they get out their cameras, and they just videotape stuff instead of actually doing something about it. The third thing, you need to perform, right? You need to fucking perform. I think of, and I'm not just talking about financially, but sexually, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally, all these things. You need to perform on every level and take it with fucking severity. Like you literally, for me, I'm obsessed with every little thing that we do. But I also know that my obsessiveness can fuck people up. So I can stay obsessed and figure out how to have integrity so it doesn't hurt people. I've had to learn how to manage that. But in the relationship, you need to perform. You need to fucking, this was my first thought. Well, my first thought every morning is, how do I be better today than I was yesterday? But you can't call yourself a high performer if you've never done anything to perform at a high level. You can't just call yourself a high performer. The marketplace, your relationship, your bank accounts, your friendships, all that shit dictates if you're a high performer.